All right, today we're diving into something that is truly, and I mean truly, mind-bending. It's called the 5D biomodel, and it's a completely different way of looking at, well, everything, from the tiniest particles to you, your body, and your place in the universe. So yeah, let's just jump right in. So let me just start with the big central question here, the one at the very heart of this whole theory. What if your body isn't just, a bunch of cells and organs? What if it's actually acting like a high-energy particle accelerator, like the ones scientists use? It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, I know, but that is the core idea we are going to unpack right now. And here it is, straight from the source. The main analogy is that our bodies are a kind of living biological version of CERN. So the big question is, how could that possibly work? Well, according to this theory, it all starts with one very, very special proposed particle. Okay, so at the very foundation of this entire model, we have something called the Philfo particle. This is the key, the fundamental building block that supposedly powers this whole bioaccelerator we're talking about. So what is this thing? Well, according to the source, it's not something totally new. It actually starts its life as a Higgs boson, the famous particle that gives other particles their mass. But then something amazing happens. It transforms, it releases all of that mass and energy, and in doing so, it creates these streams of cosmic neutrinos. So you can really think of it in 3 simple steps. 1, it starts as a particle we already know, the Higgs boson. 2, it undergoes this incredible transformation, letting go of its properties. And 3, it becomes the source of these neutrino streams that are said to be absolutely everywhere. But okay, if these particles are everywhere, what's organizing them? What turns them into the reality that we see? Well, that brings us to the next huge concept, cymatics. Now, cymatics is the study of visible sound and vibration. But in this model, it's way, way more than that. It's basically a cosmic creative force. It's like the invisible architect that takes all those fundamental particles and shapes them into actual matter. The source material lays out a very specific sequence for how this creation happens, and it all begins with the neutrino. The very particle that was just created by that Philfo particle we were talking about. So you have the neutrino, and the next step is that it entangles with another theoretical particle called the axion, which is all about vibration. So think of it like the next key ingredient being added into this cosmic recipe. Now, where does all this happen? What's the canvas for this creation? According to the theory, it all takes place in the void, in empty space. But this isn't just nothingness. It's the actual medium that makes this whole process possible. And the final product, the end result of this amazing sequence, is what the source calls 2D biomatter, the supposed foundation for life itself. And the force guiding this whole thing, from neutrino to matter, using the void as its stage, that's cymatics, the power of vibration. Okay, so we've been talking about cosmic particles, creative vibrations, pretty abstract stuff. But how does any of this actually connect back to us, to the human body? Well, let's take a look at how this model says it all works within you, through a very specific and kind of elegant organizing principle. The key, the absolute cornerstone of the human bioenergy system in this model is this simple ratio, 1 to 10. This is called the variable ratio, and it's said to be the rule that governs how energy flows and is distributed throughout our entire body. And here's how that 1 to 10 ratio is applied. The model organizes our internal systems into 3 main streams, our glands, our organs, and our senses. And each one is described as a system of 10, from a chakra biovortex for glands to a Sephiroth biospiral for organs. It suggests that everything is neatly organized by this fundamental ratio. Now, to make this a little less theoretical, the source gives a really simple, relatable example: breathing. It suggests that the way we breathe, alternating between our left and right nostrils, is actually a kind of energy harvesting system. The forehead is described as a natural turbine that regulates thermal energy. It's a pretty wild way to reframe something we do every second without thinking. And this idea doesn't just stop with breathing. It extends to all of our senses. The model suggests our eyes aren't just seeing, they're tapping photons, light energy. Our ears are tapping phonons, or sound energy. In this view, every one of our senses is a specialized tool for harvesting a specific type of bioenergy from the world around us, basically making us into a walking, talking, natural, renewable energy system. So, when you start to bring all these ideas together, the Philfo particle, the cosmic power of cymatics, this 1 to 10 bioenergy system, you really start to see the incredible ambition behind this model. This isn't just about physics or biology. It's an attempt to create a unified framework for pretty much everything. And I mean, just look at the sheer range of disciplines the source claims this model can bring together. We're talking ancient systems like Ayurveda and Greek alchemy right alongside modern physics and Western medicine. The theory basically says that the Philfo particle and cymatics are the hidden common thread that connects every single one of them. And this all leaves us with one final, pretty profound question to chew on. After going through this whole model, from these bizarre cosmic particles all the way down to our own breath, it really seems to boil down to this one powerful idea. What if vibration is the fundamental language of the universe? What if everything we see and everything we are is just a complex expression of frequency, a song being written into existence? It's a fascinating thought to end on, isn't it?